Hi there, everyone, and welcome back to the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Melotti from Melotti Media, and I've just thrown Amish from SME Digital right into the mix. We were literally just having a casual conversation. We were talking about the AI impacts of SEO. Amish is an SEO expert dealing with websites that get millions and millions of views of traffic. So I just wanted to just capture his insights here. Sorry to throw you randomly into this. Poor Amish. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
As an SEO expert, AI is obviously everywhere, and it's in our space, and it's a very, very great productivity tool. But from your expertise working with some really big websites, what have you noticed from the content it's producing and the impact it's having on SEO?
So I'll take a bit of a step back and take you through as to what happened in the last 1 year with all the tools that came out, and people started, using those tools and started getting some results on search engines and they were doing it with probably 10% of the cost by using those tools, and they started getting some results, and they thought, they found the key to the treasure.
Right, like the golden, the silver bullet,
100%. So we've seen people use. So, those, I wouldn't name those tools, but there are tools out there which you can use, and, not just ChatGPT, but the other ones.
Yes.
And they started getting results, and then they based their whole website onto it, and, really good, the revenue through it started going up. And recently we've had, from Google's end, we've had a helpful content update, which was geared towards obviously making sure that whatever you put on the website is useful, and also tackle a bit of AI stuff.
Yes.
And what we've seen is literally since that update has stopped rolling out, which was in October this year. So the update went on for 2-3 weeks, and we've seen competitors' websites, they've fallen off the cliff.
Right.
They've just disappeared.
We hear this all the time, and we hear all these reports, but having an SEO expert like yourself on there, where Google and a lot of websites have wised up to what is AI and what's not AI. And like we've seen people like Neil Patel, the content marketing specialist in America, say this all the time, and he's testing it, whereas he's saying pure human written seems to really get results. Human and AI is less so, but still up there, but AI pure is not getting the results. Now, for me, it mind boggles, because I'm like, how does it even know sometimes? But I think, like we talked about, Amish, is that what it comes down to is, in the end, we've got to remember that we are producing content for humans, right? And so many people often mistake this. They go, if I just spam content out there with AI, it sounds like it sounds good. I'm giving it basic prompts. I'm just going to let it go. I think that people are getting caught out in that space, is that people that we talked about is, you've got to write content with intent, right? And that's not just a fancy word. It's like, what are people looking for? Is it the same content that they've read over and over? Like we talked about what Melotti Media does, which is interview our clients, and we provide direction, and we help them, we consult with them to give them ideas on what they can be saying and how to say it. But in the end, it's coming from them. And I think that's the difference, right? Is people and Google are looking for real content that's fresh, unique, different, key opinion leader-esque.
100%. And that's where you'll have a lot of those spam-filled websites. They're going to disappear online. And what's going to be left over with people actually putting in effort. So we've never gone full AI. Like, we use it as a tool.
We use it for research. Sense.
So we use that, but till date, we've always had Australian copywriters, editors, because that is what is going to connect with the audience, and it's going to work with the search engines in the long run. So
and that's the thing I just want everyone to take from this mini episode, is that I'm not trying to like wave the anti-AI flag. Like, AI is great for research, but like Amish has identified, it's really important to make sure that we remember we are writing for humans. Google is set up to create great content for humans, and I've got to remind everyone that it's the humans that convert, right? So a lot of people that go, I just put AI rubbish up, AI generated stuff that I'm not even checking. I put that up, put up 1,000, articles a week, and then the bots then will find it, and then that will hopefully work for humans. But that doesn't work. There's plenty of spam out there. There's plenty of average out there. And I think what's happening is also AI is reading the average and getting more and more average itself. And so it's really important to remember that when we're creating content marketing, nothing has changed. It's for a human. right? And humans only engage when it's engaging. And you can't be producing generic stuff that's just the same as like Wikipedia stuff over and over and expect result. And now we've got proof from Amish that, he's seen these websites absolutely fall off the cliff.
And one thing I really want to add on, as one of the points, is what we've seen is you get someone, like, for example, we'll get a client to give their inputs, just the way you interview them. Like, we also sit down with the clients and find we call it customer avatar, because we want to know exactly who their target audience is and what they want to serve and do with it. So a lot of times we ask for content brief, not content in itself, and they'll start off by sending us ChatGPT stuff.
Oh, right? I get that a lot as well. And they'll go, fix this.
So they'll start with that. And I was like, no, please don't do that, because I would rather have 5 bullet points with things that you want to cover instead of 500 words or 1,000 words worth of content, which you put it in ChatGPT and pumps it out, because the writer has to start from scratch. You put in as much effort as you want from that ChatGPT content, but it's still going to have, if you put it under some of the tools that we use, it's still going to show AI written. So it's very important to start fresh.
And here's another example I have, Amish. That was great. But an example I got, right? A client, they are a networking group, and they came to me and they said, Chris, we want you to write our brochure. I've looked up a lot of word of mouth stuff from ChatGPT. I love what it has produced. Use this, right? Now, the thing is, that's all well and good. But what he didn't even think of was that the brochure that he wanted to create was not about word of mouth. It was actually about camaraderie and networking effectiveness, not word of mouth. So do you see, this was another example of where the content that he actually wanted to say, he put into ChatGPT. ChatGPT relies on you to give it the strategy, and he fired in the wrong direction completely. So if we had have used that content, it would have failed. Doesn't matter how well ChatGPT put that content together, because it was in the wrong direction. So do you see what I mean? The other thing, like you were saying, Amish, is it starts from intent, strategy, direction. If you fire ChatGPT in the wrong direction, it's not going to give you the results you want. And then you will think, well, what happened? It produced some good stuff. Why is that not working? Because it's firing that way from your direction where it should have been that way. And that's what it comes down to is, it takes a marketing brain to be thinking about what the strategy behind it as well. We've been given a cannon with ChatGPT, and you need to have the expertise in order to fire it in the right direction and then fix it. And like I was saying to you before, Amish, is that one of my team members, we were experimenting with it, and we wrote a blog, and it wrote a blog in about a minute, right? But then it took her 8 hours to fix all of the problems that we noticed. And that was so telling for me, because I got nervous for everyone who is using it and not seeing these problems. And these were major problems, like made up quotes, made up stats, made up mixing 2 definitions incorrectly, right? We are so lucky that we had the time to spend to fix all those edits, but most people wouldn't even notice, and your reputation is on the line here.
Yeah, and the liability by putting incorrect stuff on the website, like that could really damage your brand.
Oh, hugely.
And at the end of the day, you look at the cost benefit, right? So either you put in rubbish content and you have no hope of reaching your audience, because it's just not going to work with the search engines, nor it's going to work with people who might land on it accidentally. So the best case scenario is, instead of writing it on ChatGPT, get someone local to edit it. It's going to cost you the same. You start fresh.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's what we found is it is still faster for my team and more accurate for my team to produce the content than it is for us to edit it. It just is, because we're realizing how much it goes off on a tangent. And as I said, I worry for the people who are using it willy-nilly, and people might be listening going, oh, well, who cares? It makes a few errors here and there. But the problem is that this was actually a medical blog that we were writing. And the fact that it got the definitions wrong not only risks damage, but also the fact that people won't take your brand seriously if they can't see that you get what they do. And it's really important to check for that and make sure that you are monitoring that. So not to get on a rant, like it's great for research, but I want people, we've been given such an amazing set of tools here, but it's important that we don't get all in la la land and go, I need this. Punch it in, up it comes. Because the thing is, the way I explain it, Amish, is if you're going to use this tool, you have to have the expertise to know before and after, right? Yeah. So like one of my friends is a teacher and we talked about this and I explained it well, is that the problem with students using ChatGPT is they put it in, it comes back, it sounds better than they would have ever written. So they submit it to the teacher. The problem is they don't have the experience or the expertise to be able to determine what was good or not. And so it sounds good, but then the teacher gets it and goes, wow, this is like completely in the wrong direction. And the teacher can see, whereas when you're working with people like yourself and myself, is we have the expertise because we've been doing this for 15, 20 years to go, that's well written, but incorrect, or that it's the wrong intent or wrong direction. And if people want to use this, they're gambling with their brand if they're not having that expertise or that acumen to be able to determine what is correct and not.
Yeah, especially in the medical niche, which you spoke about, because we work with a lot of medical companies and doctors and GP clinics and all. So we're very well aware of AFRA guidelines. So you can only go so far before AFRA, you get in trouble with AFRA. So it's not the best place to be in. So it's to be used wisely by the right people.
Yeah. So thank you, Amish. We'll continue our chat after this, but I just wanted to capture this. Thank you for being part of this very impromptu, like you don't understand everyone listening. I literally went, Amish, I'm going to record and just hit record on the poor guy. So thank you so much. Check out Amish at SME Digital, amazing SEO specialist and website creator, just amazing. Check him out. And he's based in Sydney, just works with so many different great companies. So thank you, Amish. I really appreciate you being a part of this.
Chris.